Welcome to The Thought Card, a podcast about travel and money, where planning, saving, and creativity leads to affording travel, building wealth, and paying off debt. We are the Financially Savvy Travelers. Hey, Financially Savvy Travelers. Welcome back to The Thought Card podcast. My name is Danielle Desir, and I am your host. Now, I am actually, although I'm in my office, all of my windows are open, which I know is kind of like, don't do that as a podcaster. But I really like the sounds of the crickets and the ambient noise that's out there in my backyard. So I'm just going to go with it. So I hope you're having a wonderful day today. In this episode, I wanted to read to you 2 chapters of my latest book, Traveling with a Full-Time Job. Now, this project was so near and dear to my heart because I feel that there's a narrative that's being spun that says that you have to quit your job, become nomadic, and travel the world. You have to become an entrepreneur. And clearly, not everyone is doing that. And not everyone is utterly unhappy with their life decisions as well. So I thought it was imperative for me to write this book and let it be known, the different ways and different tips that I have found, and also many other financially savvy travelers have also found so many creative ways to fit travel into their lifestyle, even if they have a 9-to-5 job with a traditional employer. So as tradition here over at the Thought Card podcast, I'm going to read to you a few chapters of my new book called Traveling with a Full-Time Job. If you find this book interesting, you can head over to Amazon.com and grab it, or you can head over to danielledesir.com/books and you can purchase it right on my website, or you'll find all the other links like Barnes & Noble, like all the other places. There's tons of places that my books are in now, which is pretty exciting. So you can get all the links there as well. All right, so let's just jump right in. Chapter 2, Challenges of Traveling with a Full-Time Job. In this chapter, we are going to address the elephant in the room. We are going to talk about the challenges we face when it comes to traveling with a 9-to-5, so we can move forward and come up with solutions. When you have a full-time job, vacation time is often limited. Your time off is set by your employer, and many of us cannot negotiate, or we did not know it was an option at the time of hiring. For most, our vacation time is predetermined, and we have to abide by those parameters. Not everyone who works full-time has limited vacation days. Nowadays, many companies do not have a formal vacation policy. Instead, they offer unlimited paid time off, PTO, which allows you to take as many days as you need. During the hiring process, if you can, negotiate more time off. Don't be afraid to explore all of your options and ask for what you want. Among other perks like stock options, childcare costs, and paying for relevant professional development programs, negotiating work-life balance perks like PTO could be something a potential employer may be willing to consider, especially if they can't meet your salary requirement. For example, if you're coming from a company where you had 3 weeks of PTO, but your new employer is offering 2, negotiate for them to match. Remember, salary isn't the only way to get compensated. Alternatively, during your annual review, ask if they would be willing to give you more vacation days instead of a bonus this year. Many employers would consider giving you more time off if you turn down a pay increase. When it comes to taking time off, other hassles come with a full-time job. Many of us have to submit a request for PTO, which may get denied. Some approval processes require more than one sign-off, and others take weeks or even months to confirm. The lack of knowing if you've been approved to go on vacation for an extended amount of time can be unbearable. Early on in my career, when I worked as a financial analyst, my boss would take a minimum of 3 weeks to approve my time off request, which meant I couldn't take advantage of travel deals with short turnaround times, something I do a lot. Depending on your job, you may also have busy seasons, which means certain times of the year are off limits for a vacation. As a grants manager, I cannot take time off 3 times each year because I am needed for the submission of grant applications. Your company may even have a policy where more than one employee cannot be out of the office at the same time. That means you have to coordinate and accommodate coworkers' schedules. Despite everything, don't let this get you down. By acknowledging potential roadblocks, you're able to set more realistic expectations and work around them. Last year, I visited China, Atlanta, Florida, Washington, D.C., Austria, Maine, and Curacao. If travel is a priority, you will find the time. And if you're not sure where to begin, I'll show you how to stretch your limited vacation time and creatively work with what you've got. First, let's address your mindset and any limiting beliefs you may have. Chapter 3, time is your biggest asset. While in the United Kingdom, most people get 28 days of paid annual leave a year without the inclusion of sick time and public holidays, the United States does not guarantee its workers paid vacation days or holidays. It's one of the only advanced economies in the world where paid annual leave is not universally mandated by the federal government. No minimum requirements whatsoever. Nevertheless, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, on average, most private sector employees in the U.S. get 10 days of PTO. Throughout this book, we will use 10 as our starting figure in examples. I will also use PTO and vacation time interchangeably. I know this reality sucks, but I wanted to remind you that you have more control over this situation than you think. Yes, you can choose to harp on what you don't have, not enough time or flexibility, or you can choose to learn how to make the best use of the time you do have and advocate for yourself at work. Not everyone has the means or the ability to drop everything and travel the world for an extended amount of time. Frankly, not everyone has the desire to either. Yet, that doesn't mean you cannot incorporate more travel into your everyday life. Your livelihood and love of travel do not have to battle it out in the gulag. Let me know if you get the Call of Duty reference. If you get 10 days off a year, how can you make those 10 days turn into 20 or 30? Conversely, how can you make those 10 days count so you're off doing the things that matter most? If you believe in the law of attraction, you attract into your life whatever you focus on. All thoughts turn into things, and if you think negatively about what you don't have, you will continue to struggle and live in scarcity. Reframing my mindset early on has helped me feel more in control of my life and nudge me to use my free time wisely. Although I get twice as many vacation days a year than the national average, I wish I had more. Guess what though? I have 104 weekend days to use as I wish. I also get an additional 8 public holidays, which means I am blessed with 132 days out of the year to go somewhere, have fun, and create new memories. Do you see how I reframed my lack and turned it into abundance? I turned 20 days into 132 days by embracing a macro view of all the free time I have in a year. A life of full-time work and part-time travel is not as difficult as you may think, but it will require dedication and commitment on your part. I'm here to remind you that you have all of the time and talent to go after what you want. How do you shift your mindset so you can embrace a travel abundant lifestyle? First and foremost, get off the fence and make a decision. How important is travel to you? Is travel a non-negotiable, or is it something you are willing to put off? Is it somewhere in between? Take time to reflect and write what comes up for you. Usually your first thought is your most honest. Secondly, stop saying you don't have the time. Instead, daydream about what life could look like if you no longer allow time to be an excuse. Understand your why, and if this is what you truly want, prepare for the hard work that comes with expanding your horizon and being a good steward of your time. Let go of any fear you may be holding on to. Break free from the fear of failure, getting your hopes up, and let go of the fear of rejection, getting denied time off. Lastly, years later, when you look back at your life, will you have any regrets? Will you regret not pursuing your interest and prioritizing your values? Or will you be happy you made the effort to figure things out? All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the second and third chapter of my brand new book called Traveling with a Full-Time Job. I am super excited to share this book with you all. It is very important because I know that there are a lot of people out there who are just like me, who has a full-time job and wants to travel more. So in this book, again, I share all of my tips, including using your vacation days, of course, using holidays, using just so many strategies, remote work negotiation tactics, even how to craft your away message at work. So we cover so many different things, and I'm super proud to share this with you all. So again, head over to danielledesir.com/books if you would like to purchase it. It's available in Amazon as well as Barnes & Noble and all the places that books are sold. So I am super excited. And also, let me not forget to mention, with the purchase of this book, you also get a bonus video. As a bonus, with this purchase, you will enjoy a panel discussion interviewing 4 avid travelers who have full-time jobs. Rachel, Joanna, Chris, and Kay all share advice for managing your time and why pursuing your career should not hold you back from traveling the world. So this is a special treat, and I had such a blast, such a great time chatting with them all. So I know you will enjoy this as well. So that's all for today's episode. Thank you again for celebrating with me the release of my 3rd book, again, Traveling with a Full-Time Job. And I'm sure I'll keep you guys updated because I'm working on more books, more and more books. So I'm super excited for that. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.